auditorium smells of boiled cabbage and tennis shoes." She opened the front door and let it slam, somewhat irritably. She was amazed at the other women in the auditorium. It was like wandering in a carnival mirror maze, coming again and again upon yourself. The same flowery face, the same chicken hands and jingling bracelets. One after another of the images of herself floated before her. She put out her hand, but it wasn't a mirror. It was another lady shaking her fingers and saying, "We're waiting for Mr. Thurkell. Shh!" "Ah," whispered everyone. The velvet curtains parted. Mr. Thurkell appeared, fantastically serene, his Egyptian eyes upon everyone. But there was something, nevertheless, in his appearance which made one expect him to call, "Hi!" while fuzzy dogs jumped over his legs, through his hooped arms and over his back. Then, dogs and all, he should dance with a dazzling piano keyboard smile off into the wings. Mrs. Bellows, with a secret part of her mind which she constantly had to grip tightly, expected to hear a cheap Chinese gong sound when Mr. Thurkell entered. His large, liquid, dark eyes were so improbable that one of the old ladies had facetiously claimed she saw a mosquito cloud hovering over them, as they did around summer rain barrels. And Mrs. Bellows sometimes caught the scent of the theatrical mothball and the smell of Calliope's steam on his sharply pressed suit. But with the same savage rationalization that had greeted all other disappointments in her rickety life, she bit at the suspicion and whispered, "This time it's real. This time it'll work. Haven't we got a rocket?" Mr. Thurkell bowed. He smiled a sudden comedy mask smile. The old ladies looked at his epiglottis and sensed chaos there. Before he even began to speak, Mrs. Bellows saw him picking up each of his words, oiling it, making sure it ran smooth on its rails. Her heart squeezed in like a tiny fist, and she gritted her porcelain teeth. "Friends," said Mr. Thurkell, and you could hear the frost snap in the hearts of the entire assemblage. "No," said Mrs. Bellows ahead of time. She could hear the bad news rushing at her, and herself tied to the track while the immense black wheels threatened, and the whistle screamed, helpless. "There will be a slight delay," said Mr. Thurkell. In the next instant, Mr. Thurkell might have cried, or been tempted to cry, "Ladies, be seated," in minstrel fashion, for the ladies had come up to him from their chairs, protesting and trembling. "Not a very long delay." Mr. Thurkell put up his hands to pat the air. "How long?" "Only a week." "A week?" "Yes. You can stay here at the Restorium for 7 more days, can't you? A little delay won't matter, will it, in the end? You've waited a lifetime. Only a few more days. At $20 a day," thought Mrs. Bellows coldly. "What's the trouble?" a woman cried. "A legal difficulty," said Mr. Thurkell. "We've a rocket, haven't we?" "Well, yes." "But I've been here a whole month waiting," said one old lady. "Delays, delays." "That's right," said everyone. "Ladies, ladies," murmured Mr. Thurkell, smiling serenely. "We want to see the rocket." It was Mrs. Bellows forging ahead, alone, brandishing her fist like a toy hammer. Mr. Thurkell looked into the old lady's eyes, a missionary among albino cannibals. "Well, now," he said. "Yes, now," cried Mrs. Bellows. "I'm afraid," he began. "So am I," she said. "That's why we want to see the ship." "No, no, now, Mrs." He snapped her fingers for her name. "Bellows," she cried. She was a small container, but now all the seething pressures that had been built up over long years came steaming through the delicate vents of her body. Her cheeks became incandescent. With a wail that was like a melancholy factory whistle, Mrs. Bellows ran forward and hung to him, almost by her teeth, like a summer-maddened Spitz. She would not and never could let go until he died, and the other women followed, jumping and yapping like a pound let loose on its trainer, the same one who had petted them and to whom they had squirmed and whined joyfully an hour before, now milling about him, creasing his sleeves and frightening the Egyptian serenity from his gaze. "This way!" cried Mrs. Bellows, feeling like Madame Lafarge. "Through the back